It just never ends. So here's the machine with playfield completely clean. Looks really good. Waxed. Everything's ready to roll. Trying to work through anything that's functionally wrong before I reassemble all the playfield top. And so I'm going through all the features, and I run into this interesting phenomenon here where if I hit all the rollovers, okay, special's lit. But look what happens when I hit one of the targets. It's supposed to be worth 500, and listen carefully. There's a knock, and it credited a game. Basically anything. Well, these targets, or what's supposed to happen is if you hit the red one, the lit one, it'll give you a credit. It'll give you a game. Anything is giving a game. Well, that's a generous idea. Something's not right. So once special is lit, I have to figure out what's causing it. But anything, and not anything, but a lot of things will give a game. So I have to try to narrow it down and figure out. I have to have a switch closed somewhere or something. Well, I haven't had much luck with this schematic and trying to record it, getting focus on the camera, but this is the area of the schematic that shows the multiplier control unit and the drop targets and the yellow targets. And you can see the yellow targets are right next to drop target switches. So what I found out was the problem with the yellow yellow standing targets was only happening when the bonus indicator was on position of target number 1. So when target 1 was lit up, any yellow target would work. And I think this is a key point of always seek the simple solution. I started looking through this schematic, trying to figure out why when it was in position 0, which is switch 1, all the yellow targets were working. So I was kind of looking through here, trying to figure out, well, do I have a short somewhere? Now I'm going to cut over to the playfield and show you what I found. So here is the bottom of the playfield and the series of drop targets. Here is target number 1. Remember, when the bonus indicator was on target number 1, bad things happened with the yellow drop targets. It was an extravaganza of free games every time a yellow target was hit. Well, also remember that this machine, I bought the replacement playfield, and it was shipped to me. And what I found was these switch contacts were all folded over. A couple of these were touching, and I don't know if it was making contact with the frame or not. As an example, I think you can see right here how they're kind of folded down. I'm going to pull those up too, like I did here. Problem went away. So again, look for the simple solution first. A lot of these problems are going to be broken connectors, bad switch connections, not getting good switch contact, or something like this where something's bent over. So here's the coin door in the front of this Sky Jump. It's got quite a bit of rust on it. Then I think I might try my rust removal stuff. First I'll try just cleaning it, see how it comes out. Then I'll try the rust removal stuff. Then I'll have to decide if I want to wax it, or I'm really tempted to try a clear coat, like a Krylon crystal clear on it, but I don't know if that's a mistake. Here's the inside of the coin door. You can see there's quite a bit of gunk up here, corrosion, rust. And looks like there's one complete coin door mech, and then one that's been stripped down, and then of course the credit button in the middle. I was talking to somebody and they said that they think a lot of people remove the coin mechs so that the machines didn't become competition later. So probably the other thing I might look at is this plate right here is pretty rusty, so I might take it off and try the rust removal stuff on it too. See how it shakes out. So here's the after, and I ended up not having to remove rust. It was just a lot of gunk. Hit it hard with cred cutter. That's spelled with K's, not C's. And a plastic scrubber, like a Scotch-Brite pad. So cred cutter and a Scotch-Brite pad. And then I use one of my favorite tools, the dental pick. This thing is invaluable. You can buy these at hobby stores. I've heard you can get them from dentists when they're done with them, but I just bought a pack at a hobby store. And it was very useful for getting in where there was a little bit of gunk in a tough spot, and that Scotch pad or Scotch-Brite pad wouldn't take it off. So hit it hard with Krug cutter, Scotch-Brite pad, dental pick, and then used wax on it, and it came up nice. I took this bar off too, cleaned it all out, cleaned the plastics. I was going to put face plates in there, but it's not. I'm really toying with the idea of pulling the coin mechs off because this is going to a friend of mine and he's never going to use it for quarters, and that's just more that can break, and I can maybe put them on another machine or something. But I'm really impressed with how that turned out. Nice and shiny. 2 coats of wax on it. Should be good for a while. So here's the credit reel, and I modified it for free play. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. Right here, this gear turns as the credits increment or decrement. And watch this pull right here. I've got a couple credits on the machine right now. I'm just going to simulate using up the credits. And there you can see that switch. There are 2 switches that are open now in the 0 credit position. So the way you make a free play on Gottlieb is you need to short out the second switch, the one closest to the front of the machine. You don't short this one out. So you can bend the switch, but I put a piece of red wire in here and labeled it free play jumper, and I'll make sure it's out of the way as it's going. But basically you just short out that switch. What that does, lets you win games up to the maximum of 15. The knocker still works. It'll drop down to 0 and it'll still give you credits. So this is probably the most annoying part of these repairs and cleanups and restorations is the deep cleaning of the plastics as I put them back on. Here's an example. If you look here, here's what I took off. Nice and grungy. Here's one that's been cleaned. So quite a bit of difference there. Same thing with these rollover guides. I don't know if you can see with the light, but dingy, a lot of ground in dirt. And then this is after cleaning. The plastics are pretty straightforward. I clean them with isopropyl alcohol for the non-screen printed plastics, just these like rollover guides and posts. Then I hit them with a little bit of Novus 1 and polish them up. For the actual art plastics, screen plastics, only use Novus 1. Don't use isopropyl alcohol on those. But the alcohol does a good job. And then actually, I've had some pretty good luck on these. I've shown in the past where I put all the posts in an old orange juice bottle and shake it with some crud cleaner. That works. I didn't want to do that today, though, because I just wanted to crank through these. And it's probably slower doing this, but I had to use my friend the dental pick along the base of these to clean those out. Otherwise, there was some dirty residue down in the base, but they're coming out nicely. Here's the multiplier unit, and I'm seeing some intermittent switch connections being made as the special advance moves. What I'm going to do is take that bottom plate off here. It's held on with 3 screws. Take this off, and then I'm going to clean all these contacts, and then I might adjust this slightly because those rivets aren't exactly on center. Actually, to adjust these contacts, all you got to do is loosen the 3 screws, and those screws are held. This plate has slots in it, so you can loosen the screw, and then you can just slightly adjust this to get the best contact, so you don't have to mess with that set screw in the shaft.